with Olympus Reptiles, and today we're going to tell ghost stories. Not really. We're going to candle eggs, which means it's got to be super dark in here so we can see in them. So, this is a video we did a long time ago. Actually, we're filming it now. We did one like this a long time ago. We're pretty much brand new and nobody watched it, so we thought, let's do it again. So let's take a peek in here really quick. First thing I want to show you is what we run at. 99% humidity. And we're running between 88 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. One cool thing, if you look at our incubator setup, we can do another video on it, is even at 99, no condensation dripping on the eggs. See that? It's awesome. That's what you want. Now you're saying, Matt, those eggs look kind of crinkled in. That's because we are in December and these haven't hatched yet. This is clutch number 15. They should be sunken in at this point. We're getting close to hatching. This is normal, so what I expect to see. Let's peek inside them if we can. Nope, there's a baby. So you can see it right in here, my finger is. See that pattern on the back? That is a baby. So you can see a healthy embryo in there. Right there you can see an alien head. Check it out. See that spot? Really cool. So you can see these are getting developed enough now that we're seeing pattern. Look at that. Really neat. And that's what we're doing. The reason we candle is just want to make sure things are going good. See if we can see the babies in there. There it is. There it is. Is that picking up, Kurt? Yep. And it just moved. Mostly just to check for health. Sometimes we can re-manipulate these just a little bit for this. There it is. You can see it moving in there. See that wiggle, wiggle, wiggle? So what we know now, if I check this one here, I think that was the first one I checked. You can see pattern. Actually, I think this was the first one I checked. Yeah. So what you can see is all of these eggs are alive and doing wonderfully. You can see the babies moving, you can see a pattern on the babies, how they're developing. And that's what you do with this. This is just kind of a way to make sure the eggs are doing good. Alright, we're going to turn the lights on and quit telling ghost stories about the guy with the hook on his hand. Let you kind of take a peek at our egg tub setup really fast. And then I'm going to get these back in the incubator, so it'll be a little bit shorter video than usually. You can see we use a lifted setup. The substrate, I can lift these out nicely. And I don't usually take these out midway through. But I want to show you just how wet we keep the substrate. You can see that. That's standing water. If your eggs were directly in this, they'd all be dead. But these chambers, or these racks, more or less, we've built, keep our eggs up out of there. And so far this year, have supplied us with a 95% hatch rate in 2017. I expect that to go up with these 5 eggs, because that was all she laid. So really, really cool stuff. And like I say, you can even see a little bend in that one when I've been pushing a little bit. These will be opening very, very soon. So that means you get to watch for a live egg cutting video from us. Yay! There's even a chance a live egg cutting video comes out before this comes out. How cool would that be? Kurt, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I noticed in there the eggs are still stuck together. You didn't separate them?
I don't. A lot of people will try to separate the eggs and line them all up. And if I have a big clutch or it doesn't fit in, I do that. I use a little bit of a bigger tub. I don't have humidity issues because of the way we designed our incubator. It was purpose-built to not have humidity issues and to use this type of incubation method. So with the eggs being stuck together, rather than separate them and take that risk of tearing or anything like that, I just put them all in a clump. They all do fine. It's the way nature intended. Now, if they were standing up or they were touching this lid or they were touching the sides, then I separate. So you don't want them pressing here, because then if you get any moisture, and you'll see we do get a little moisture, you can see it on my hand, but not much. But you don't want direct moisture touching your eggs. So we would separate them to keep them from drowning. But as you can see, put the lid on, plenty of clearance, no dripping, no rain, nothing. We're good to go. And it holds humidity so well, we're actually still at 99%, although the temperature has dropped. So I do need to get them back in All right, Kurt, any more questions?
Yeah, you have like numbers marked on the top of the eggs?
I do. You guys know we use that numbering system. And the 15, that just tells me where up is on the egg when they were laid. 15, 15, 15, 15, and 15. This also tells me that this is clutch 15. So I know that what clutch number this is when I pull it out. I don't write on the tub. It's a pain to clean. I write it right on the egg. So it just makes it easier for me to know what I'm dealing with when the time comes, especially when you have an incubator full of tubs. And then that corresponds, if you look on our incubator here, this is why we did the chalkboard paint. You can say 15, 22617, that's the date the eggs were laid. OD, Orange Dream Time, Super Pastel Spot Nose, and an Inchie, and that they had 5 eggs and 1 slug. So I know all that information looking at that. I know this is clutch 15. I know what should be in that tub. I know what should be hatching now. It helps for identification purposes. Then our numbering system, I know to go 17, 15, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. So that's why you see my chicken scratch on there. I used to put labels on the tub, but it just got cumbersome, so I just write right on them now. All right, any other questions?
Yeah, if you do get some condensation on the top of the...
Yeah, let me throw these back in. I'm getting crazy about temperature. Sorry. If I do get some condensation, you were saying.
Yeah, on the top of the lid, or on the lid.
Yes.
Is there a way to keep it from dripping on the snake?
Yes. If you're having an incubator that does push condensation on the top, one of the things I've done in the past when I've had that, if it's starting to be where I'm worried they're just going to drip down on the eggs, is you take your tub and you make sure it sets just a little bit askew. So you can put some risers underneath here so it sets like this. The idea being that then that moisture will run down because the water's going to seek the lowest point and then drip down the side as opposed to dripping straight down on top of the egg. So you're just putting a little bit of a riser right underneath that tub and kind of get it to set just a little bit cockeyed. And that should solve your issue or help with your issue. So that is one thing you can do. Any more questions?
Nope.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Really quick video on how we candle eggs, why we candle them. One thing we didn't add is when we candle them. I typically candle eggs as soon as they're laid, so I'll take them from the mother, I'll candle. I'm not looking for embryos in, I'm looking for blood vessels. Anything I think is a viable egg, okay, which could be just, if I see a spot on it that looks like a blood spot, I'm going to call that a possible viable egg. I'm going to incubate. The only time I don't incubate is if I know that I know it's a slug, and I get rid of it, as it can turn moldy. Otherwise, when in doubt, incubate it out. So I'll put them in the incubator, close it up, walk away. I usually come back about week 2, maybe the end of week 1 if it's a clutch I'm really excited about, I can't help myself, and then I'll re-candle them. What I'm looking for at that point, and again, there's no need to do this much work. You could candle them, throw them in there, and let them hatch. But this is me being overly excited because I still get really excited about what I do. What I'm looking for then is development. Are they developing more, stronger veins? Are we kind of running? Are the eggs taking off and doing what they're supposed to do? And it also gives me a chance to look at the tub, make sure my humidity is on point, make sure my temperature in the tub's on point, make sure everything in those little eggs environment is doing what I want it to do. So I check them then, I throw them back in the fridge. And I'll come back about, week 5, about a month and a week after, and I'll check them again. And now I'm starting to actually see, movement, maybe a little bit of a baby in there. Then as I get close, I'll check them again, and you can start seeing pattern. You don't want to really check them every day, because people worry about the temperature swing when you do that. But, I can tell you there's not a huge... We dropped a 4-degree temperature in the tub, taking them out, having them out, filming a video. They go right back in, and they come right back to temperature. It's not going to hurt anything. Now, if I had them out for half an hour, or if I had them out every day, yeah, you could run into some issues. So, you want to kind of not do it too often, but there's nothing wrong with checking your eggs as they develop and seeing what's going on. It's one of the things I enjoy. I love seeing those little babies develop. It's kind of like, I've never had kids, but imagine for those of you that do have kids, you go and you get the sonogram, like, oh, look, we got a penis now, or it's got feet, or it's got whatever. And it's kind of this exciting thing of watching that develop, and you're kind of doing the same thing here with your animals you're producing. You're getting to watch them as they develop, and you're seeing that all form, and I find that fascinating. So that's kind of why we do it. Again, it helps to see the development, check the environment, and make sure everything's going well. And I have found times where I'll look in, I'll be like, man, this tub's a little drier than I want, and then I'll add more moisture. Or that, the temperature's not sitting where I want, and I'll make adjustments. So it does help to certainly check those tubs and know your environment's on point. Kurt, you got any other questions?
Nope.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. And like I say, if we haven't cut those already, we'll be cutting those soon. So look for that last live egg cutting of 2017 from our really, really weird late clutch. We'll see you then.